Hi, I'm Keegan, and this is A Bunch of Gamers. This is our 52nd episode of Werewolf the Apocalypse 20th Anniversary Edition. I'm going to go around and have my players introduce themselves.
I'm Tyler, and I play Kyle. He's 19, a Philodox, and has found his purpose with the Garu. He is known as Guards the Low, Child of Gaia.
Hi, I'm George, playing Roy, also known as Mindscape. He is a Ragabosh with the Stargazers.
I'm Jade. I play Morgan, Bloodsinger Trevelyan. She is a Galliard of Fianna.
Hi, I'm Sean. I'm playing Zeb, known as Speaks-in-Sweet-Whispers. He is a Fear of the Silent Striders.
And Cora and Michael Captures the Moments players cannot join us tonight. They had prior engagements that took them elsewhere. After your time in the cyber realm, destroying the information about the Werewolf serum, passing through the Blight, re-entering the Penumbra, and making your way back, you finally reach the Sept of the Steel Mountain once again, the building looming high. You cross the threshold, and Roy, Morgan, you feel something vanishing from you. The bond of your pack that you had agreed to as a temporary pack dissolves as you find yourselves having more and more trouble being able to recognize what the other is going to do before they do it in some sort of capacity. That instinctual teamwork vanishing like a breath of wind.
I'm free.
No, you're not. We still have to find Melvin.
I was joking, but yeah, I guess we do have to find Melvin. You're pretty set on it, so I'll go along with it, I guess.
And so you will get to go along with it, but for now, it's time to rest. Anyone who has aggravated damage, you heal 2 points of aggravated damage thanks to your rest. You also will all regain 2 points of willpower thanks to sleep and being able to recollect yourselves.
Wait, sleep does that?
Yes. Well, sleep without having anything pressing on your mind. And after the 2 nights, the Sept of the Steel Mountain begins its moot. Things are a little off-kilter. With the death of Terrence Threadweaver, it is up to Eyes of the Mountain to summon the totem spirit and the spirits who typically watch over the moot. The spirits begin to stream in, possessing technical devices and things like that, with the exception of Almighty Dollar Bill, who takes his humanoid appearance and watches looming in the largest conference room in the Sept. Several conference rooms are opened up for later on for various activities in the moot. And Michael captures the moment, despite the obvious pain on his face, must perform his duties as the Master of Howl and open the moot. He begins by booting up a computer, using several pictures as a slideshow to begin the presentations. There's a pre-recorded bit of him howling the traditional Garu songs that are customary to the opening of a moot. The volume modified so that the howls don't resonate through the building and draw unwanted attention. Well, speaks Carson, leads the steel. It is time to go through the business of the Sept of the Steel Mountain. First, does anyone wish to elaborate on old news? We know of the Magadon facility and what they have been planning, but do we have any updates on that situation? I know that the Infernal Alphas and Fomori's Bane had performed quite a bit in that regard.
I guess Roy will step up and clear his throat. The Infernal Alphas and Fomori's Bane has entered the cyber realm and wiped out what they were trying to do with the Werewolf serum. It was quite close, but we were able to get out relatively unscathed, and it has put a dent in the Magadon's plans for a while.
Thank you. Do we have any new business? Blackout speaks up. He is a albino metis. As he comes up with a file, tapping it down, and points to Captures the Moment, who changes slides. Yes, we've gained some news that Sept of the Sacred Stone would like their pack back, believing that they have fulfilled their obligations, and we have agreed. We have also agreed to send them mediates at midnight, spider tender, and gazes from afar to that Sept to do some work for them, as a show of goodwill and to strengthen the alliance between our Septs. We would like to thank Fomori's Bane for the time spent here and the goodwill they have shown, and truly shown how strong and how noble the Sept of the Sacred Stone is. In addition, there are some build-ups. As we know, Heinrichs has been expanding some of their warehouse districts to expand into online shopping. We believe that this will bring in additional revenue into the city while decreasing standards of living as they begin talking almost in pure economic terms. This sort of back and forth happens for about 30 to 40 minutes before finally Eyes of the Mountain steps forward and goes, "Are there any here who wish to have their renowns recognized?"
I'll step up. Roy, or Mindscape of the Infernal Alphas, would like to be recognized.
Very well.
I hope I said that right.
You did. Close enough.
Okay. Hey, at least I added my pack name. Wait, I'm not a part of the pack.
It's because the rite of accomplishment is done, and she places her hand upon your forehead and a hand upon your heart, listing off your accomplishments, before finally going, "For Roy Mindscape is made greater in his tribe, his Sept, and greater among the people everywhere. Let it be known." And the other Garu nod and speak in unison. Let it be known. Roy, any renown that have 10 temp are now converted into 1 permanent. So all 10 temp are gone, and you've gained 1 permanent.
Woo! 1 glory and 1 wisdom.
Does anyone else need this? As Captures the Moment comes up.
Me. I'm standing there, man there, like, me, choose me, pick me.
As you guys form a queue, and she begins performing the ritual on all of you. Morgan, your permanent go up. Kyle guards the low, yours go up. Zeb, did you have any that needed to get turned into permanent?
No, sir.
All right. And so all of you have been recognized, and your renowns turn to permanent. They nod.
I have no honor.
That's a problem to get to the next rank.
Yes.
They begin talking as, at this point, Eyes to the Heavens goes, "With that, let it be known that there are games available now. Gamecraft is particularly popular, though if you go into the Umbra, there will be physical competitions as well. Pick a game, have fun. We will also be performing in 1 hour the Rite of the Departed, for those we have lost since our last moot. Michael, are you ready? We've spent a bit of time teaching you the rite so that you know it." Michael nods as you see the kind of sadness lay over his face, and he has a thumb drive apparently ready to show off some of the pictures he had caught of him and his packmates. What would you all like to do?
What kind of games are there?
There are riddle contests. There are games of chess, as well as some board games regarding building strategic positions, similar to Risk.
Ooh.
What I'm sensing here, what I'm seeing, is all of these games involve some level of intelligence and skill.
There was also going to be a storytelling competition soon for the Galliards.
That's for me.
As many are curious and do want to hear Morgan tell the tale of your trip into the cyber realm.
Yeah, that's a terrible story. Nobody wants that one.
Let's go with chess.
All right, you'll go with chess. Kyle, what do you plan on doing?
I think Kyle is going to go into the Umbra to see what's going on in there.
All right. And Morgan, I think we all know what you're gonna do. Yeah. Okay. And Zeb, what are you thinking?
I'll go for Enigmas.
All right. So we will start with Roy as you get to the chess set, and you are greeted by gazes from afar. Ah, Mindscape.
Gazes from afar.
I didn't know you played.
It's been quite some time. I'm probably very rusty.
Ah, well, that's fine. Every game is a learning experience, right?
You could play this game for lifetimes and you'd still not fully understand it.
Correct. It's why it's a favorite among the stargazers.
Well, it does make sense. Probably why I also like it.
So this is going to be a either intelligence or wits. Enigmas roll, difficulty 6. The first of you two to get to 10 successes is the one who wins the game. If you don't get to 10 successes, either of you, in 3 rounds, you will be in a draw.
Okay. So you said intelligence enigmas or wits enigmas?
Yep. Alright, so Gazes from Afar has 4 after the first round. Roy has 1.
Is there any way
He
to
got
add
2 the first round.
Oh, did he get to the first round?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Round 1.
2. Yep, you're right. That's my fault. So 3. And Gazes from Afar got 5 on round 2. And what was that, George? What were you asking?
Is there any way to add the previous roll, like 46 T1 F1 plus, or no?
No.
Okay.
I mean, there probably is, but I just have them open. So it's 10, and that is all he needed. And
I got
you
5.
Got 3, so
6 total.
Total is 6. Yep. So
Yep.
he places down his last piece and goes checkmate.
I knew I was rusty.
Well, you played quite well. Thank you for the game.
Thank you for the learning experience.
As he smiles and nods, as you've played for the game lasted about 45 minutes. So, meanwhile, Zeb, there is one performing the riddle contest. It is, we're going to go with Collects with Interest is playing.
Okay.
Riddles, huh?
Indeed.
I heard the Striders have great riddles. I'm very curious.
On occasion.
Well, I look forward to the game.
As do I.
Alright, this will be Charisma Enigmas.
Alright. Difficulty standard.
Yep.
Oh.
You didn't botch, you just got 0.
Well, I have a specialty in charisma for captivating, so if that counts, I actually have 1.
Okay. I don't think that would count here.
Alright.
Alright, so. And we'll go to, it'll be an extended roll till, extended roll to 5. So he'll probably get it next time, but, you never know.
Alright. Does it increase the difficulty for extended roll?
Yes. So we'll both
Okay,
increase our difficulties.
Dip 7, then?
Yep.
Alright. Oh, he's gonna get me. Ah.
Well, he got you, but
You got me.
he goes, some of those were pretty good. You just tripped up a bit at the beginning.
Indeed, there was a piece there. The key part of it was the action the man took. and I forgot about that and talked about going up the hill instead. You're right, but that was excellently done. Very good.
Very good game. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kyle, you enter the Umbra, and you see several pillars around, and there is there's a young Garu trying to hold his balance upon the pillars. They are contests of balance.
Why not?
It's nice to meet you, formally, Guards Loria.
The pleasure is all mine. What's their name, though?
As he goes, I am Howls with Sirens.
It's good to meet you.
I want to go with the rest of my pack to your Sept, but I have some business here before I can go down. Hopefully the next moot.
Well, we hope to see you there. Are you with Spider Tender and Mediates at Midnight?
Yes, I'm the youngest member of the pack.
Well, I think you are the first that I've formally met.
It is a pleasure. They helped me some time ago. You probably saw something about it in the news with my first change.
Oh?
Yes, the wolf that escaped from the Denver Zoo about 3 years ago.
I think that does ring a bell, yes.
That was me. I went through my first change.
Well, congratulations. At 3 years, I think that means you've been Garu longer than I have.
I was a young changer. I was only 2. So they spent more time teaching me human ways, especially given the location of the Sept.
Ah, of course, yes. For us, our Sept is quite nature-oriented, so it's not quite as important.
Well, shall we?
Absolutely.
Alright, it will be Dex Athletics, Diff 6. And it will go up every turn to a max of Diff 9. First one to fail the roll is the one who goes down.
Okay.
Just copy that.
Oh, wait, what form am I in?
You're both in Hamid.
Okay, alright.
Alright, next roll, Diff 7. As you fall. As he hops down, as he extends his hand.
Oh, thank you, Howls with Sirens.
Thank you. I feel a little on top of the world taking on a Fostern.
Well, I will admit my balance is, it's not as good as it could be.
That's okay. I've been learning. Lots of tricks in my youth, so to speak. It also helps that I'm born under Luna's full face.
Well, perhaps one day I will learn some of those tricks.
So, the Galliards start coming together to tell stories. Morgan, you are met with a couple Galliards, 2 others, who are going to do their stories. You will be competing against Bethany, Trolls the Wicked, Jillian, Blood of the Machine.
Full name, I approve.
They begin talking as Blood of the Machine goes, "So, I'm ready. And I'm ready to make it a challenge, too, to make sure you 2 have an easy time of it. What kind of stories do we want to tell? What kind of contest do we want to be this? Do we want to sing? Do we want to tell stories? Lupus form, Hispo. I could even tell a riveting story in Garu as, at this point, Trolls the Wicked kind of smacks her on the back of the head and goes, I think it's acceptable to let our newcomer come up with some of the rules. So, Morgan, what kind of performance contest? What are the rules of the contest does she want?
You have to tell a story. Has to be a short story. Has to have a lesson to be learned.
Ooh, I like that. All right, you're on. All right, so what it will be is this will be one performance roll. Because of the lessons learned and having to think on your feet sort of thing, it will have to be charisma, performance, difficulty 8.
Diff 8. That's a high difficulty. I am suddenly not feeling confident. Those 2 10s are doing me a hecking concern. I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait until you roll for the other one, and then
Okay.
I'm gonna start checking my pants.
Oh man, alright, she didn't do too well.
Now, okay. Just have to beat 3.
Yes.
Don't fail me now. Why would you? I'm using my mulligan. I'm using my mulligan.
Alright.
Use your willpower.
Oh yeah, well I could use my willpower. Yeah.
Not retroactively.
Not retroactively. Damn it.
Never mind.
No.
I'll use my I'll use my mulligan.
Botches.
Stupid death. Okay.
Alright,
tied.
you tied.
I'll take a tie.
Alright, so what that means it's a roll-off. As you hear applause and people kind of cheering on both of you in equal number. At this point, Trolls the Wicked goes, I know when I'm lost. So it looks like you two have to go off of each other. So, good luck.
What are we rolling? What's happening? Hang on.
It's going to be the same one.
Yes!
As
Fuck you,
everyone's
blood of the machine.
as they kind of applaud you, and you win the contest.
Woo!
So you guys are kind of having your back and forth and things like that, talking here and there. There's plenty of food, better food even than their normal breakfast buffet that Morgan quite regularly likes to raid.
Yeah, I do.
Kyle, partway through hanging about, collects with interest, kind of approaches you.
Hey,
Hey, I was curious if I could have a moment of your time.
of course, always.
So we're sending some of our younger ones to your Sept, and I was hoping you could get some of your younger Garu to come here at some point. If you don't mind, we're kind of hurting with Threadweaver and Swift River down and out.
Of course. We can certainly speak to final days when we get back home. Though we were among the youngest at the Sept previously. I'm not
Okay.
sure there are too many below us around.
I understand, and if that's the case, I know you guys want to go home. My other question is, do I have your confidence in that this will stay between us?
Just the two of us, or between you and my pack?
Just the two of us.
Yes, of course.
The Sept isn't going to get pulled into some sort of shit show, is it? I've been hearing a lot of rumors about the friction at Sacred Stone.
There is some, surely. My hope, because the friction is... The leaders of the two groups that there are friction between are friends and former packmates. I do truly hope that it fizzles. And part of building all of these alliances with all of these other septs, now that it's no longer a secret sept, is to show which group has the right idea, I suppose.
Okay.
But I highly doubt that anything... I suppose it's hard for me to be completely objective since it's my home, but I do truly doubt that anything would come to bloodshed or anything remotely like that.
Alright, good. That's what I need to know. Sending a pack into a potentially contentious situation that they have no business being part of is something I worry about. Even if the others won't say it out loud, I need to bring my concerns to the forefront. Because I know Leads of Steel, Eyes the Mountain, and Ironwinter even have talked about it.
Of course. I will speak personally to both groups to ensure that they aren't brought into any of the squabbles.
Greatly appreciated.
Of course. It's the least we can do after you've treated us all so well.
Thanks. Meanwhile, Zeb, Morgan, Roy, you've all kind of recollected together when gazes from afar and Spider Tender kind of approach. They have some questions for you guys. As Spider Tender is a metis, as you see him with his composite eyes. They're like fly eyes, but they're all human shaped.
Oh, okay.
Which is why he regularly wears sunglasses in public.
That's a
Makes
rough
sense.
flaw. Ooh.
So, you guys going to Sacred Stone?
I believe so.
Oh, yeah.
I'm kind of curious. You've hung around Fomori's Bane for a while. Do you have any idea what it's like?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Never a dull moment.
Yeah, that's true. Constant tension. Some might call it sexual. I'm not 100% certain, but...
I'm gonna punch Morgan.
Alright.
Oh, why?
Like just in the face, or
No, just like the arm, like shut up. Take this, God.
Okay, so it's a sept of sexual tension. Gazes from afar, goes, I think he was talking about Fomori's Bane or I think she was talking about Fomori's Bane specifically.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I wasn't
we-
talking about the set in general.
Oh, we were wondering if you'd heard anything about the sept in general from them.
Pass.
I don't think we've heard anything about them specifically.
Okay.
I haven't seen Kyle around, so he might have actually gone there ahead of time.
That'd be impressive. He must have taken a cab then. The moon bridge hasn't been opened just yet. We're going to open it in a few moments.
Well, I hope he shows up soon then. That or he's already on his way.
Yeah, we'll be going to the heart of the Cairn to go to the stone. It's always nice to open up the moon bridge. It's always nice to travel, Spider Tender speaks up. I'm really interested in seeing that sept since it's been hush-hush for so many years. I'll finally get to see. I've been down south to the city plenty of times, but I've never actually been to the sept. Gazes from afar, kind of speaks up. Me as well. I've been there, and I've had contact with the Bone Gnars of Pueblo before they were wiped out. So it'll be interesting to see how this other sept functions. It'll be good to travel again, since I prefer to move from sept to sept anyway. What about you, Zeb? You seem rather quiet.
Oh, this will be my first time journeying there. I, too, like you, look forward to journeying to a place I've never been to see something I've never seen. Well, we'll see what owl guides and what the fates decide on where I go next. Usually it's out of my own choosing.
Let's see. You guys see Kyle kind of approaching?
hey everyone.
Hey, Kyle. I thought you had already left. I didn't
Oh.
see you.
No, I was just in the Umbra.
Ah, that's why I didn't see you.
There
Gotcha.
is a whole other half of this moon.
I mean, to be fair, I think we've all been pretty busy doing, stuff.
Stuff?
Okay, well, I was busy doing stuff. I don't know what the fuck the rest of you were doing. I was being awesome and winning a competition.
That's just such a general word.
What, winning, competition, stuff,
No,
awesome?
the stuff.
Well, I
that
don't know
I
what
was-
you've been getting up to.
I was playing chess with gazes from afar.
That sounds so boring.
You say boring, I say stimulating.
Very dull.
Gazes from afar, goes, it is an enjoyable game when you start to learn how it works. I'd be more than happy to teach you.
No, I'm good. Thanks for the offer, but really, it's I don't have the patience for chess. Nor do I want to be a nerd.
Huh. Well, I suppose some stereotypes about the Fianna are indeed true. As you hear Spider Tender starting to, like, snicker.
I'm glad I can fulfill your standards with my clan.
Spider Tender kind of turns to Kyle and is like, you excited to go home?
It's been wonderful being here, of course. But we haven't gotten to spend that much time at home. I mean, at this point, since we became Garu, we've probably spent maybe only half of our time at our home Sept. So
really?
It will be nice to be back. Yes.
Wow. Gazes from afar, kind of goes, so you're one who likes to travel as well, then?
Well, I would like to take that moniker, but truthfully, we were briefly exiled.
You were
Really?
briefly exiled.
Yes. A former packmate of ours, who has since fallen to the worm, was
I just stepped back a bit, like,
being haunted by a ghost.
What kind of ghost?
A minor vengeful spirit, I suppose. Angry at his daughter's boyfriend for existing, mostly. But we were not well hidden during all of this, and we brought unwanted attention to the Sept.
I can't
Due to
imagine.
I'm. There was a group of hunters that found us. Not the Sept itself, but, well, that in and of itself is enough. But yes, I'm happy to be going home.
Well, it'll be interesting to go back. Is there anything we need to know about the Sept? Spider Tender says.
Well, I suppose a few things. Is this the only other Sept you'll have visited?
Gazes from far. I've been to several. Spider Tender, yes.
Of course. Well, for one, of course, it will not be a Glasswalker Sept, so accommodations are more wild than here. More of a hunting and gathering kind of Sept. Outside of that, Kyle will look a little bit uncomfortable for a moment. There is, because the Sept is no longer secret, right now it's going through somewhat of a reorganization, where how the Sept is going to be run is somewhat being decided now, and challenged in some ways. So it might be a lot more politics than you would see in most of the other Septs, I imagine. And because it is a high-level cairn, but was well underpopulated, there are a lot of new faces as well. Frequently elders and Athro and Adrian. So a lot of people worth adding Rhea to.
Oh, I see. Oh, good to know. Well, sounds like that'll be an interesting bit of one, though. Right?
Well, I hope so, and I hope it treats you well. It has for us, even when we didn't treat it quite so well.
Okay. As you hear some howls, as it goes, okay, it sounds like the moon bridge is about to open. Shall we?
Let's.
Hey, Keegan, before we depart, I'll seek out whether it's the Master of the Right or one of the elders here to fill the obligation as a noted messenger. If there is a message they wish me to bring on behalf of their Sept anywhere, it doesn't need to be the next Sept, but I'll fulfill that before we depart if they want to entrust me with something to pass on.
All right. Eyes of the Mountain goes, yes, could you tell Teresa Fate Dancer that I have heard her complaints and I feel her pain. The Stargazers offer sympathy, but we will not offer any direct support beyond the mortal sphere to her cause until the tides seem more certain.
Understood, sir.
She
I will
goes,
deliver this message.
she goes, thank you.
And that was from Eyes to the Heavens, you said?
No, that was from the Master of Right. So that was
that's from. Okay, that's from Mandy. Eyes to the Mountain. Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
And she goes, and if you could tell Final Days something for me as well, it's that I've looked up to him since I was a cub. I understand his reasonings, but his logic is flawed, and he should reconsider his course of action.
All right.
1 sec. I wanted to add one extra bit. I just need to find the right piece. There we are. Come on. There we go. Control F. Tell him that he's letting judges mercifully get too into his head. That elder's time has passed, and he should follow his original instincts. Thank you, Child of Owl. I want you to know that I greatly appreciate that you came and asked me.
Of course.
May the spirits guide you.
And you.
It is at this moment that the final howl goes off, and you see the questing stone ignite in a brilliant flare of silver fire as a great bridge of pure light shoots off into the heavens. Good luck on your journeys, everyone. Carson speaks up.
Thank you.
You will all more than welcome to come back.
I'm sure we'll take you up on that soon.
And so, all of you, as well as the new pack of Garu, travel up the moon bridge into the astral realm, or the ethereal realm, before coming back down, as you see the great golden eagle looking down upon you. And the familiar face of Final Days is there looking at you, as well as the new faces that you are just trying to remember now. Kyle calls the knight, the gatekeeper of this cairn, goes, "Welcome, all of you."
It's good to see you again. Thank you.
It's good to see you again as well. As Regender approaches you and Cora and gives you both a hug.
Obviously returned.
A younger, or a young 30s something Hispanic woman approaches the Infernal Alphas and the newcomers. I am Teresa Fate Dancer. Welcome to the Sept of the Sacred Stone. I am the Master of Right here.
Good to meet you.
It's good to meet you as well.
I am Mindscape, previously of the Infernal Alphas.
It is a pleasure to meet you.
Fate Dancer, I am Speaks-in-Sweet-Whispers, but most commonly Zeb. Follower of Owl, I travel for the Silent Striders.
It is a pleasure to have you here, Child of Owl.
Hi, I'm Morgan.
The pleasure is all mine. You said former Infernal Alphas. I assume your pack has dissolved?
Yes, it dissolved a couple days ago. Our temporary pack's mission was completed, and as such, dissolved.
That is certainly more pleasant than why many packs dissolve.
This is true, but it is still sad, because I did not personally want it to dissolve.
Well, as she looks at you, and who were the members of your pack?
It was Morgan, and I turned to look at Morgan, and pack member Melvin, death scene, but he's been missing for a while, and I've been wanting to try and find him, but more pressing matters were afoot.
I see. Well, and this one here, Zeb, were you part of their pack then?
I was not. I was temporarily allied to Fomori's Bane in the pursuit of a task against the worm, but find myself on my own once again.
I see. Could you give me a perception empathy roll, you three?
Base stiff.
Yeah, base diff.
Woo.
Jeez. And on the flip side of things,
Okay, so Zeb, Morgan, you get kind of the sense of unease, not necessarily aggression, just caution coming off of Fate Dancer when you mentioned that she hears that Zeb was part of Fomori's Bane. Zeb, you get the sense that she wants to spit in your face and start a fight.
Is there a problem?
No problem. You get the sense that she's lying to you. Roll willpower to see if you can prevent yourself from acting on it.
All right. What's the diff for the willpower roll?
6. So you're able to hold your tongue if you so choose.
Okay.
Well, I can help you to become a pack if you can find a third member. It is not traditional to have a pack of 2. It's usually discouraged, given certain tenets of the litany, and a pack of 2 tends to break that tenet quite frequently.
Like giggle, snicker, smirk.
Well, Morgan and myself would like to remain in the same pack, and I don't see why Zeb would not be wanted either, if he so chooses. We've already worked with him multiple times, and I can trust him. Zeb, would you be okay with joining the Infernal Alphas?
That would be fine. Is there a goal or something we're trying to attain?
Don't fuck up.
The initial goal that I would like to set is finding Death Scene.
Very well.
Other than that, it would most likely be to aid with whatever else any Sept would need.
Very well. In the spirit of finding your comrade, a member of our crew, nation, and serving the Sept here for a time, I think those are fine and noble terms upon which to be.
Fate Dancer goes, well, if that's the case, we can go a little further into the woods to perform the ritual, so that you may seek your totem.
Very well.
As you all start heading out, while Cora goes off to kind of rest and collect herself. Final day speaks to you, Kyle, going, so is there any news?
Well, there is some. There are rumors floating about that things are a little unstable here, and it's making some of those in our friendly Denver Sept uncomfortable.
I see. Well, damn that Teresa. She's been going off and performing rites and backing activists of various kinds to whether or not I approve of it, or whether or not we have agreed to it in any way. She's been actively attempting to undercut me in many ways, but we have found something to bring about some peace between us, I suppose.
You have?
One thing. It seems a few of our kin have come together. They're working together to provide food, shelter, and community with our fellow kin. They're bringing in Bonar kin from Pueblo who were abandoned the attack a few years ago now. And they're trying to help them. It's been something that we've been putting aside some of our differences for.
I'm glad to hear that. I know it's not enough or much, but it's a thing that needed to happen anyway.
We need to get some things going on our own front, though. I've been she's been using many people from the Sept to advance her agenda, especially regarding spirits and her spiritual connections here, in an attempt to push an issue. I was wondering if we have enough clout to send a few Garu who are loyal to her to Steel Mountain.
Well, Steel Mountain was actually hoping that we could send some younger Garu, if possible.
Okay. I think we can...
Though, I mean, they specified younger, but I think there is a chance that they were just hoping for anyone and asking for the least that they could. They lost 2 members in the last month.
All right. I think I might send Earthwalker and his pack out there then. Or I think I'm going to send Wild Speaker and his pack. That way we can get a few members of Teresa's faction out of here so that we can solidify our strength and then finally work on unifying other Karens with this place. It's been quite difficult.
It does sound that way. Though, one more note, though. For the pack that Steel Mountain sent here, they're young, new, and it would... I don't think it would serve them well to be involved in any of the politics of our Sept.
I agree. I will do my best to take them under my wing and send them on things to help cleanse this place of the worm and keep them out of it.
Well, and I think that is wise. I also think that it could be an opportunity for you and Fate Dancer to find a little more ground to stand on together, to decide perhaps together on work that they could do.
Possible. We'll see what we can agree upon, as that seems to be shrinking every day, but...
It's a shame to hear. I know how close you 2 were.
I appreciate it. I will tell you, though, one of the newcomers, Eric Ironshadow, the Elder Shadow Lord, was able to get me in contact with the Red Talons, and I've had more dealings with them as well. They might be able to send a few packs here on occasion.
The nearby Sept?
Yes.
Well, that certainly can't hurt. I mean, they've been of great help to us before.
They have, and with Bloodwind back, we might be able to get an inroad to establishing another Pathstone alliance and get a Moonbridge with their Karen.
Oh, I actually had thought that we did have one already.
Nope, they have to travel over mountains and things like that because they view their home as sacred, and that they are very against, unfortunately, they still use the term apes treading in their home too frequently.
Of course. I'm even more impressed then with the fact that they always send us a pack.
Me as well. So, meanwhile, in the forests, you guys kind of approach as Fate Dancer goes, alright, picking up some mud and starting to paint it on Roy, as she begins calling upon the spirits to guide you, calling upon Luna to present to you any path possible. As she finishes and goes over to Morgan and begins doing the same. Speaking of that, she calls upon the spirits to give you wisdom, to make the proper choices, to come together, to bond, and finally goes to Zeb and goes, and that the winds carry you swiftly back, a pack united, and a true force to be reckoned with, in the name of Gaia. Wait here for but a moment. I will step away. The spirits will present to you many paths. Pick the one that first comes to mind. Do not falter. Walk together and seek what you believe is the proper way, only then will you come back a pack, and only then will you find the spirit to properly guide you. And so she moves away, and you see Luna overhead, massive, a crescent moon with a sliver of light as paths of moonlight open up all around you. What would you like to do?
Yes, we will take a path. Why can't they just make this easy?
Is this like a witch primal urge roll, Keegan, or is it just choose?
Just choose.
Left.
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 I'll go with your instinct on this one.
As you go down the left path, the trees begin to grow thicker, taller, the trunks becoming massive like great pillars, Luna's light being blocked by the great foliage up above, the leaves and the pine needles whispering to you. You continue on before you start to hear the wind whisper. It speaks in sweet scents and seems to speak in sweet whispers that you can possibly gather if you listen hard enough. Perception alertness, difficulty 8.
Oh, diff 8.
Oh, look, spend a willpower for automatic success.
Alright.
I too will also spend a willpower for 2 automatic successes.
I hope Morgan rolls a success.
Show us
What am
how
I
it's
rolling
done,
again,
Morgan.
sorry?
Perception
Show us how it's
alertness.
done.
Perception alertness.
Yep.
Dice gods are not with us.
Not today.
No, not at all.
Diff 8.
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
That's a botch, isn't it?
Yep. Morgan, you hear your grandmother's voice upon the wind.
Right.
And you two hear behind you.
Turn.
I'll turn. Same time.
You turn and you see a great owl sitting on a branch looking down, its eyes glowing like 2 full moons. It flies towards you, switching from snow owl to barn owl to screech owl and various different species before landing, as it seems to be the perfect representation of what you think an owl should be as it lands before you. It speaks softly, simply asking, "You have come again, but you are not part of my pack anymore. Why have you come?"
Because we'd like to make another pack.
Really?
We'd like to find our family. Death Scene is still missing, and I can't in good conscience leave him.
Do you all feel that way? As the eyes look over the other two.
I would not abandon a guru in need.
This pack is more permanent, and thus more is required. As it flies up once again, so it can look over you, it's looming, its shadow growing out, and even the eyes on the shadow illuminate like moonlight. Answer my questions, and then we will continue on.
My heart and mind are open to you, Owl. I will answer any and all questions as honest as possible.
Yeah, what I said, I guess.
What do you fear?
Losing family.
Its eyes gazing upon you as if scanning and scrying your very soul. His eyes turn to Zeb. And you?
I fear the corruption of Banes, and the use of the Weaver as a conduit, knowing their power, their depth, and their cunning.
Is that all you fear? His eyes gazing deeper. I wish for truth. Roy fears losing family because he's already lost family, even before Death Scene.
I fear the sacrifice I'll have to make to put down another that would turn against us or turn against me, turn against Gaia. because I don't know if I have what it takes to pay that penalty again.
Good. Its eyes turn to Morgan.
And you were gonna forget I was here for a moment. Shoot. I'm not gonna be honest, Al, I'm not great at being put on the spot. You've seen this before. I fear a lack of tea and bacon. I fear I fear the monarchy will be overthrown. I don't know.
What scares you deep down? What keeps you up at night? You feel the moonlight radiating around you, Morgan, as it seems to be scrying your soul, as every fear, every moment, the moment with Stag, the moment with your grandmother, the moment that you found out you were a Garu, the moment of your dad trying to stop you from taking the clave, all seem to be filling your mind against your will.
I'm gonna be honest, Al. Things that keep me up at night are generally, the last time it was you and Stag, giving me cryptic dreams. So they're the things that keep me up at night.
Why do you avoid the question?
I'm not avoiding the question. I just don't really have an answer. Like you put me on the spot. I'm not good at being put on the spot.
Why do you fear yourself?
That's a bit of a stretch. Don't really fear myself. I'm pretty awesome.
You fear your responsibilities.
Yeah, no, I can agree to that one. I absolutely do fear my responsibilities. It's probably why I'm such a disappointment to, my ancestors.
Why do you keep calling yourself a disappointment? Why do you revel in being a disappointment?
Say I revel in being a disappointment. I just kind of am acutely aware that I'm a disappointment.
Why are you afraid that if you admitted these things to the other two, that you fear they'd try and help you?
I just kind of stare at Owl, and tilt my head ever so slightly. And I'm not... I don't think... And then I look back to Roy and Zeb, I'm like, I don't think they can help me not be a disappointment. It's kind of ingrained in me at this point.
What say the two of you?
You've not disappointed me yet.
Like you're lying to me.
I am not able to lie at this time. I told Owl I would tell the truth in front of him, so I will.
Damn.
You've given me no reason to not help you, but I'm retaining where I can.
Yeah, you've not been around long enough to see me being an absolute dick, so...
I beg to differ, but doesn't mean I won't try to help.
That's some grade A honesty right there.
God damn it. That satisfy your quizzical nature, Owl? I can't actually remember what you asked me, if I'm going to be honest.
What do you fear more than anything else?
I guess I fear, well, I kind of know, I guess, I don't want to have a family because I don't want to lose them either, I guess. So kind of similar to Roy, which isn't a cop-out, just so we're aware, this isn't me copping out, this is me being completely honest here.
Owl speaks up. Acceptable as an answer.
Glad that has satisfied your needs. And then just very quietly under my breath, you feathered fuck.
Oh, this is going to be an interesting pack. So, Roy, what would you like to do?
I was getting up and hugging Morgan from behind, saying, "It's okay. We accept you for who you are."
Gee, thanks. This is still weird being hugged. I very very slowly kind of put an arm around Roy and just give him a firm pat on the back, like, thank you. Please let go of me now.
He'll grow accustomed to this.
I really hope I don't.
as Owl's eyes kind of gaze upon all of you again. Are you ready to walk in places of death?
Done that several times, but yeah, sure.
Gonna have to agree with Morgan on that one.
Yeah. This isn't our first rodeo.
But whatever you need to show us, we're ready.
Owl grows to nearly titanic sizes as he takes you in his talons and flies off.
Oh god. This feels wrong on so many levels.
Afraid of heights?
Not particularly. I'm more afraid of the fact that, that there's no safety features here right now.
Who would design those features?
Regretting all of my choices. I am regretting all of my choices.
All right. Meanwhile, back at
Owl.
the Sept of the Sacred Stone, Kyle, what are you doing now? What would you like to do now that you're back?
Well, I was going to see Fate Dancer as well, but I imagine she's still quite busy.
Yes.
So I am going to drop by and see my favorite Metis.
All right. As you see Steven there, hanging out with some other Garu, as he's talking to Kyle, welcome back, man.
Hey, Steven. Big hug.
Big hug as he hugs you. How you doing? How was Denver?
It was pretty good, actually. I mean, well, it was horrible. But as a Sept, it was good.
Okay. You have to tell me about it. Is it like just a smaller version of New York or different? Samey?
Well, it's very different. Like, it's just an office building. So, like, their moot was like a PowerPoint, and I don't know. It was strange.
As Steven goes, ugh, fucking gross.
I
What's the point of a mood if it's a PowerPoint?
I don't know, but they did like also have, I don't know, I guess it was like a rave, I suppose, as a party.
Oh, that's not too bad. Hey, I might ask you guys for some help coming up. I've been getting into a couple fights with Quickwire and things like that. Nothing major, but I've been starting a lot of shit with the police recently.
Oh, well, I still know a couple officers, if you think that'll help.
Maybe. It's been hard, man. A lot of the kinfolk from Pueblo moved up north again, started a community. They were out of the way, not hurting nobody. And then the fucking pigs just show up and start tearing down their tents, kicking them out, trashing their stuff, destroying like the handful of things that they had. And me seeing that just drove me nuts. I had enough control not to Krynos out, but I did unconsciously shift into Glabro and break an officer's jaw a couple weeks back.
Oh, shit. All right. Yeah, I mean, maybe we could at least like get some advance warning or something for when they're going to try and go in, like at the minimum,
Yeah.
Kind of like we used to before, where we just kind of packed up and moved along before they had a chance to fuck us all up.
Yeah. I think that's possible, but the problem is that there's new ones showing up every day. A lot of people have been losing their jobs. And, my kin are defined by their kindness. And so they're bringing these people in, and these people aren't ready to be like marching down the road. And on top of that, it's the summer, right? Like they want to be here for the next few weeks getting things ready, because if your shit's destroyed and, things like that, the winter is harder, right? And it's definitely just a shit show, man.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, did you have anything in mind?
I was thinking of maybe getting our kin to show up in a couple of the more rundown parks to the outskirts, maybe Northeast Platte, just past where all that new development is. Get them camping out there, and then, we patrol while the cops are there, and we use Krynos to scare away any pig. Get that whole rumor of, get those rumors going of haunted forests or, not worth it, and the cops start leaving them alone. Particularly, bastardish cops we could maybe go after a little more in earnest and take care of.
Okay. Yeah, I think I could help out with that. What was Quickwire's problem?
She doesn't like the extra noise, so to speak. It's a major disruption, and well, she's got a kin brother-in-law who's part of the police force. So she's trying to humanize him while, my kin are under their fucking boots. And of course, she doesn't see my kin as much of a concern since, one, I'm a metis, and two, they all look down on Bonars. Even if they fucking don't say they do. If they don't hang out with us on the regular like you do, then I know it's really etched into their fucking hearts.
Yeah, man. All right. Look, so just so we can say we tried, let me let's plan on your plan. When we go there, I'll be in Hamid.
Okay.
And if the cops come, I'll try and, because I have these gifts, I can just say that I have a gift, right?
Yeah.
Even if it's weird, like persuasion.
Yeah.
Then I'll try and use persuasion to convince them that it's not worth it first, so that we can at least say we tried her plan. I doubt they'll listen.
Yeah. No,
but it's then once that breaks down, because it's the cops.
Hard to be.
Then you can come in.
Yeah, it's hard to be an empath when your paycheck's on the line.
Well, sure. And it's, you get told it's your job to kick the homeless people out of the park, and, you start not seeing them as people anymore.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, thanks, man. We can get the beat of that tomorrow.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan, man.
Hey, it's really good to see you, man. As he starts tapping you on the shoulder a lot, gets a good grip with a smile on his face.
It's good to see you too.
Where are the others? Where's Cora?
Well, Cora's resting.
Yeah, he's Cora's just resting. All right. I haven't seen Guides the Fallen in a while. Is he all right?
He's alive, but he's been missing for a while. He went on a spiritual journey, and then he kind of just disappeared. We couldn't feel him anymore. We knew that, when the connection or whatever broke, that he was alive at the time. It was just cut off because he entered something, or I don't know. We don't know where he is, but at the very least he was alive when it happened, and we just have to assume that his journey's going the way he wants it to, till he gets back, at least.
All right. Well, things are continuously shaking up here, man.
Yeah?
Exciting times, to say the least.
You, have any opinions on what's been happening?
Yeah, I got a couple. But, it's... I'm a fan of Regender. I think he's a great guy, but, I don't know. I'm more in favor of them forming some sort of council and being over with. I think their infighting's causing too much bullshit, right?
Yeah. I don't know any specifics of what happened while we were gone. I'm minus a couple that Regender filled me in on, I guess, just recently. But some of the people in Denver were hearing rumors, too.
They ain't rumors.
They thought they were, at least.
Yeah, no, I know. Just and the more I hear Teresa talk, the more I'm kind of on her side. I know you're tight with Regender, but what she says makes a lot of sense. I see
No,
how
I
people do it with Metis too. A lot of what she says is what they're doing to her tribe.
I don't disagree, and I've had a conversation about it with him before. I imagine that Fate Dancer doesn't look fondly upon us. Fomori's Bane, I mean. But, she helped raise us just the same as, well, everyone else who was here, 6 months ago now, I guess. I at this point, with all of the new elders and, all the new everyone who's here, I think I'd probably prefer that council too.
Yeah, maybe we can get something. I mean, you got Regender's ear. Maybe he'll listen to reason. I don't know. Hearing weird talk that he's listening to the wrong ancestors and shit. I don't know.
Wrong ancestors.
Teresa talked about it. It's not terribly, spoken of, but Regender was a part of the Sept for years, but he left in his youth to kind of like wander the world, I guess. Him and Fate Dancer. I guess this shit goes back a long time, but basically Regender was considered the prodigal son of a child of Gaia known as Judges Mercifully, and Teresa was getting trained by a member of the Uktena called Lull's Many Terrors, and they were grooming both of them to basically fight, and the two of them formed a pack and fucked off for a few years.
Huh.
And I guess hearing Teresa talk, she's talking about how she put all of her hopes that when Regender was called back to become elder, that he would change things. Because I guess the children have been here for years, and they've said that they would give some power back to the Uktena with the thought of giving them more control of their own Sept, before to ease the pains of the past, so to speak, and that they'd let them control their ancestral home again. And, he did some of that, but it sounds like a lot of the Uktena see them as symbolic these days. That anytime an Uktena's been getting to a rank that would make any of the Uktena who'd get to a rank that would allow them to take on a Sept position, Regender suddenly found a new ally from a different Sept and a different tribe to take up that position. That's how I grew up here, and that's how Howling King got his position.
Right. No,
And it just sounds like he's trying to, he's not trusting Teresa to make the right decisions like she thought he would. And at least that's what she tells me, and, I didn't think about it growing up, but the more I see it, and the more she talks about it, the more I see it, and it's conflicting, because, Regender's basically like my dad. Like, my dad left when I was conceived as a Metis, and Regender went out of his way to make sure that, I would, thrive.
I get that, but I guess, overall, I don't know the right answer, because I know why Regender doesn't want a council, because he doesn't want a whole bunch of completely different elders taking over this Sept. And I get that. But overall, man, even if someone has your best interest in mind, it doesn't mean that they have everyone's best interest in mind. And even if they have that, it doesn't mean that they're right about how to preserve those interests.
Yeah.
Even if they are your dad.
I guess so. He's like your dad, too.
A bit, yeah. at the very least, my mentor, right?
Yeah, I mean, shit, man. He's basically been everyone's dad here at some point. I don't know. Just feels weird thinking that he's wrong. It's like talking shit about your dad behind his back.
It does feel that way, yeah.
Well, I'm glad you feel the same way, man. I thought I was going crazy.
No, it's just... You're definitely not going crazy. There's a chance that I could talk to him again and maybe get a better idea of what he's trying to do and why he's so certain that Fate Dancer is wrong. But I don't know. The last time I tried to have that conversation with him, I think it just exhausted him more.
Yeah, that's why I kind of keep my mouth shut too. What is it? You don't talk politics with your family or whatever? Hard.
Well, especially when your politics and your family are kind of the same thing.
Yeah. All right. Meanwhile, Morgan, Roy, and Zeb, you're finally released on a sandy prairie. Bits of grass hanging out. The grass is yellow, and the sand has an unusual gray hue here in the Umbra. And there's this uncomfortable red hue, like blood, to the sky. As Owl returns to a more normalish size. Welcome. Could you repeat that?
Kind of annoying, but... He says, well, that was kind of annoying.
This place has significance. It can teach about things today, as well as show you how much this land is saturated with death. Any of you can make an intelligence academics roll. Difficulty 8. For Morgan, it's diff 9, because she's not an American.
Don't even. You asked for an intelligence and academics. Are you mad? Do you even think I would try?
That's the roll I get today? Alright.
That's nice.
Yeah. So
Nice. You both kind of get a glimpse, and you kind of put together, you've read a little bit about Colorado history. It seems that this is the location of the Sand Creek Massacre that happened well over 100 years ago now. As Owl goes, there are many ghosts here who haunt this place. Ghosts of the murdered and the murderers. Find some.
Oh, wonderful.
Speak to the ghosts here. Learn their stories and return to me and tell me what you have learned, and I will deem whether you have gained wisdom.
Come along then, let's go ghost hunting.
let's go.
What could possibly go wrong?
They're not so bad to talk to.
You move and you taste sand in your mouth. Your mouths feel parched as if you've with this place, and your feet move through the sand as you hear the cries in the distance. You hear old guns going off. You get the smell of gunpowder filling your nostrils as you hear people shouting from various different angles. You hear different shouts and different kinds of voices. There's one to the north that has a stronger scent of blood and fear. There's one to the southeast that is of blood and gunpowder. And then there is one simply to the south of you that is nothing but gunpowder. Which one would you like to go to?
First
Blood,
one?
gunpowder.
The one that's just gunpowder?
I was going to say the second one. Blood and gunpowder.
Blood and gunpowder? Okay.
Indeed.
The pack then went into Sand Creek and were greeted by ghosts. They were greeted by the warriors of the tribe that got pushed here. They spoke of how they had great tracts of land promised to them by the U.S. government. But after only 10 short years, the government decided to go back on that agreement and take the land back, forcing several chiefs, not even a majority, into signing a treaty that forced them into a barren piece of land with almost no food, water, or provisions. They spoke of how they would go and hunt and continue to use the land that was promised to them, seeing the treaty as illegitimate. How Evans, the governor at the time of Colorado, worked against them and brought in troops in the winter to decimate them. They spoke to Union soldiers who spoke down about the natives, spoke about how they were in the way of progress, how them using their lands for their own needs was against progress, speaking vile race science, long since disproven, yet somehow still believed. And then they spoke to the victims, and the victims spoke of the hardship and the pain. But the pack returned to Owl, shaken. The scenes just kind of constantly replay here as Owl approaches. What have you learned through this?
The truth? The same thing I've already known.
This played over as well with the tribes of the Garou. Older and little brother, and they're attacked and their septs taken by the other tribes. Do you understand something about this? A deeper truth? You, Speaks with Sweet Whisper, what have you learned from this place?
I think there's a danger to the truths that can be whispered to men. What they're willing, well, not just men, to anyone. What they're willing to do based off of a belief they've been told. I think, too, that this idea of compromise, sometimes there isn't one. Sometimes people use it as a salve to justify that they can do whatever needs to be done because somebody agreed to it. That's crude justification. And hate, ignorance, well, we know those things already. But I look at what Guru could be manipulated to do. I fear what I could be manipulated because I'm told what I want to hear, or I give in to things that I should never have believed, to act when I should not have acted. There was no courage here for men to stand up for what was right. Well, the men in blue. Those that fought against them, certainly, yes, for the families, the land, safety, to not starve. But I wouldn't call what happened here on their behalf courage, but somehow, some way they were called heroes, and that is terrifying to think.
And you, as the eyes gaze upon Morgan?
Let's see, what have I learned? America's weird. Humans are crap. And what they said.
Know this. The worm had nothing to do with this. Mankind made this choice. And mankind makes choices. Mankind makes these kinds of choices all the time. The worm doesn't cause this. It simply feeds. The weaver doesn't cause this. It simply feeds. I will accept you three into my wing as it pulls a feather out and the feather drops and becomes a new owl totem for you all. As it takes you up in its as the main owl takes you up in its claws and takes you back to the Sept of the Sacred Stone.
Tea, please. For the love of God, just get me some tea.
As you get back to the Sacred Stone, there is some tea. It's alright. It's not nearly as good as the tea at Steel Mountain. Far more earthy in flavor.
Oh no, I'll have to change that. I'll have to get some Yorkshire tea in. Or maybe some Rintons.
As you three form wings here in the Umbra, you are now able to fly in the Umbra. Again.
I believe I can fly.
As the owl spirit, as Owl flies onto Roy's shoulder, going, I will watch over you all. Let us fly together to combat the worm, to walk the lands of death, and to save Gaia in any way we can.
You've put a different perspective in my eyes, so I'm with you. Not just the worm, but the weaver too.
You may wish to speak to your friend Gazes from afar. He has some theories as well that might intrigue you.
I'll seek him out when I have time.
Bloodsinger, there is one here called the Arcadian Watcher of your tribe. You may enjoy some of her company from time to time. Help remind you of your old home, though she's one generation removed. She might be able to make things more comfortable for you here.
Cool, thanks. I will be sure to check them out. Side note, Morgan's probably not going to do that.
Okay. There are many powerful Thurges here, speaks with sweet whispers, and many different perspectives and many stories.
I look forward to them.
Learn from them the best you can. I will be watching. And remember the totem Bane that I require of you tomorrow. Or totem ban, which I require of you tomorrow. Capture rodents and tie up their feet and leave them out in the forest for my mortal kin.
Understood.
Will do.
As he flies off. And the rest of the moot continues. You guys kind of meet up with Kyle, who seems to be talking to a big albino metis.
Oh, hey, Kyle.
Hey.
Hope we're not interrupting.
No. Have you guys met yet? This is Steven.
I don't think we have met. Hey, Steven.
Nice to meet
extend
you.
My arm.
He extends your arm and gives you a nice handshake. Town Hall is the Garu name.
I like it, actually. Mindscape for me.
Nice. Trippy.
Steven, I'm Zeb, but most people call me Speaks-in-Sweet-Whispers.
Nice to meet you, Speaks-in-Sweet-Whispers. Town Hall.
It's a good name.
You know what? Nothing comes down and fucks people up quite like the government, so I decided to take a name that perfectly represents my ability to kick ass.
Kick ass,
Like
take
that.
names, and
Chew bubblegum?
I was gonna say and fuck, but you know,
Oh,
gotta try and keep it at least somewhat PG-13.
I thought you were going for the Roadhouse reference, actually. So
Oh, yeah. Well, the chew bubblegum.
yeah.
Yeah.
I let you down. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
No, I let you down.
They're a pack already.
Yeah.
Rolling my eyes like, oh my god.
Oh. As he goes, your pack mate too, as he points to Morgan.
That she is. She's
Well-
fairly shy, though.
Shy? Shy? Who the fuck are you calling shy?
Yeah, she doesn't swear much. She doesn't like profanity.
She's not much of a singer either. She doesn't like getting up on stage and.
Extreme introvert. She's really hard to kind of get to speak honestly and directly.
The motherfucking Twilight Zone or something. What the fuck are you two on about?
As Steven's kind of laughing to himself.
Do I need to, like, whoop your asses or something? Because I can go and get the clave. That's not a problem.
Why would you need a clave to whoop our asses? Are you that afraid of us?
It's just funny if I do the clave, it hurts more.
As Steven's just looking between all of you as he turns and, like, you know that kind of whisper that's not a whisper?
Sure.
Yeah, he turns to Kyle and goes, "These guys seem kind of rad."
It grows on you less and less each time.
I don't know, man. We'd use some people to liven things up around here.
They'll do that, at the very least.
Yeah? So has Has Two-Hearts tried to attack for the clave yet?
Yes.
There's a story behind that.
No.
Has that happened more than once?
Well, she did. I wouldn't call it possessed, I guess, but she was convinced by a Bane to try and take it.
It was still pretty funny.
She's got a good sense of humor, at least. What are you, Ragabosh, then? An introverted Ragabosh?
Almost offended.
Almost. That means you actually like it.
I take it back. I'm offended now. If you hadn't opened your mouth, it would have been fine. You opened your mouth. It's not fine now.
Look, I can't stay quiet.
That's the problem.
As he goes, he's the Ragabosh, as he points to Roy.
You might have guessed right.
Nice. I'm an Arun, but I was born during a lunar eclipse, so I got a little bit of Ragabosh in me as well. So
Give
did
him a
my
little
mom,
high
I
five.
guess.
Hi-oh.
As he high fives Roy.
Whew.
It's one of those really hard high fives, though, because he doesn't know your own strength, so you have that kind of like, ah!
I'll wince and, laugh through it.
Okay, I gotta guess an auspice then. As he looks at Zeb over. Philodox, you seem gruff enough. No offense, as he looks over at Kyle.
Some taken.
Nah, not quite. Not quite. Although I'm honored you'd think so, but I'm feared.
Oh, okay.
It's a very unattractive feared.
Look, man, I'm a metis. I ain't gonna judge. I'm albino. I'm not allowed to hang out with any kinfolk. I'm just supposed to fight and die. Arun, by the way. So I was gonna guess Arun, but your arms were a little spindly.
No, not a room.
Okay, so since she has a clave, I'm gonna guess she's your Pax Arun.
You couldn't be more wrong.
More wrong. Well, the exact opposite would make you a Ragabosh, but you are already offended by that. And you already have a Ragabosh in your pack. Thurge, you seem a little too angry to be a Philodox. Galliard? Bingo. Cool. Well, it's nice to meet all of you.
Nice to meet you, Steven.
Great to meet you, Steve.
I guess for formal introductions, I should say Stephen Fostern, or Stephen Town Hall Fostern of the Bonars.
Well, for formal introductions, if we are doing that, Roy, Mindscape, Ragabosh of the... Wait, I'm trying to remember what you said. It was Roy, Mindscape...
You'll need
Tribe.
Auspice Tribe.
Auspice Tribe, okay. Well, if you're doing formal introductions, I am Roy, Mindscape, Ragabosh with the Stargazers.
Stargazer. Haven't seen one of you guys around here. That's cool.
Keeping with formality, I am Zeb Speaks-in-Sweet-Whispers, a feared of the Silent Striders. And on that note, if either you or another here could direct me to final days, I have a message that I'm entrusted by the Group Nation to deliver to them.
Yeah, sure. He's over there. He's playing a game of Gamecraft. Looks like he's winning.
All right.
For all
So,
this formal introduction bullshit, then I'm Morgan Bloodsinger. I'm Galliard Fianna.
Fianna. Okay. So, do you two want to hear the time that we got turned up for Cinco de Mayo and we got Kyle here to help us grab a boatload of tequila?
Yes.
Yes. Please,
All
please
right.
tell away.
Oh,
He didn't even want to like party at the what's the other one? Fuck. What's
the
that track called?
Glasswalker.
The Glasswalker Sept Moot.
Really? Come on, Kyle. You were totally down for the tequila. We got like Cora to carry so much.
I drank, but I did not take the mystery pills.
Oh. By the way, where'd the gal from the old country go?
Oh, she ended up taking some oh fuck, what are they? Those
Fair folk?
the Fae. Yeah, fair folk. She took some fair folk back to to Ireland, I guess. Not back to Ireland. They were from here and then now they're not here anymore, I guess. So she's off on that for probably forever, I imagine.
Shit, bud, you got some stories to tell me that I am ready to hear. So, Zeb, you approach final days as he finishes his game.
Final days. My name is Zeb.
I see. Welcome, Zeb.
I have a message to deliver to you from Eyes of the Mountain. I'm trusted as a messenger to the group to give it to you. Where would you like to hear it?
Come this way, child of Owl. As he takes you aside so that you guys are relatively alone.
As I said, I'm also known as Speaks-in-Sweet-Whispers of the Silence Riders and indeed a child of Owl. I spoke with Eyes of the Mountain and in direct confidence she provided me with the following message. I will speak with her voice as if I were her to relay the words as I have received them. I have looked upon you, or up to you since I was a cub, and while I understand your reasoning, your logic is flawed. Reconsider your course of action. You are listening to judges mercifully, and you're allowing him to get into your head. That elder's time has passed. You must follow your original instinct. That ends the message.
You see a bit of the rage come across his face before he regains control. I want to thank you for the message. It's greatly appreciated. Speaks-in-Sweet-Whispers. I wanted to know, do you plan on staying here a while?
I have been welcomed here as our pack is new. I will stay as long as I'll require us, and certainly as your hospitality allows.
We are always happy to have new members arrive. I appreciate you taking the Sept as a home to defend. It is one of the great Septs, and there is a rich history here, and many places for Garu to explore the Umbra in this place.
I am happy and feel most welcome to be here. It has been too long for my taste. I wasn't able to feel Gaia in her most direct form.
Let me go and welcome the rest of your pack then. Where are they?
Oh, they're over here, speaking with Stephen. Town hall.
Oh, good. As he approaches, you're all hearing Stephen go, and so Fury Song didn't know she liked booze, but thanks to that Fianna flask, she just downed, like, a lot of alcohol. Like, she may not have looked it, but that lupus could drink. Like, she easily drank over $100 worth of alcohol. And Kyle here had to babysit her the entire time. You and, Wormherder, right?
Kyle's memory is gone. Tyler's memory is gone. Kyle's
Malcolm.
memory is fresh. Who's Wormherder?
Malcolm.
Oh, Malcolm. Okay. Yes, Malcolm. That we did. That was quite a night. That was back in New York, right?
Yeah. It was, you go from one drinking story to the next.
No, she was something, huh?
Yeah. As you guys see Zeb approach and you see final days. Greetings. You are the Infernal Alphas then.
Yes.
My name is Regender Final Days, and I am the Elder of the Sept. I wanted to personally greet you both and welcome you to our home.
It is a very lovely home. Thank you for your hospitality and accepting us in for the time being.
For the time being, you will be allowed within the bond for a few days, though the bond is getting filled. So if you have any ability to seek lodging and perhaps get food off the Sept grounds. We don't want to overhunt the deer, squirrels, and rabbits that call this place home. But I can try and help you out there, and we can talk to some kinfolk to maybe setting up a community apartment building. Though that's getting harder and harder to do these days with rent prices in the city. Anyway, go ahead.
While that is much appreciated, I don't think that's quite necessary. Maybe with the kinfolk, we can grab some food out in the city, but the Garu, as you know, can live off the land, whether it's food or lodging.
Very well. As he extends his hand,
I'll extend mine too.
So he takes it, gives a nice, reassuring handshake as he exudes this energy of kindness. And you are, as he looks at Morgan.
Morgan, hi.
It's nice to meet you, Morgan. I'm sorry. If you don't wish to talk, I'm willing to let you collect yourself.
I am merely in desperate need of a goddamn good cup of tea.
Tea, you say? Well, you know what? Kyle here's been to my home before, and Lakshmi, my wife, makes great tea. Please come over tomorrow morning and we will prepare you an excellent cup.
I'm holding you to it, but be aware, I have high standards of tea. I'm British, so, has to be made right.
I think we will live up to your very high standards.
I'm glad. We'll see how that goes tomorrow then.
Well, it was. Does Regender notice Kyle's eyes go wide when he invites her to his home?
Let's find out. Let's roll his wits empathy.
What are you trying to say, Kyle?
That his family's very nice, and I don't think they deserve the words you're going to say to them.
Oh shit!
He notices. Is something wrong, Kyle?
It's a little bit rude.
No, nothing.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
And of course, all of you are welcome to my home tomorrow.
Thank you.
That is much appreciated. Thank you.
These times are getting dark, and we have to do what we can to help support each other, I think. Anyway, I will see you all tomorrow morning.
Bright and early.
See you tomorrow for that fantastic cup of tea.
And we will find out the cliff notes of that next time. Thank you to everyone who listened. We will be off next week. Have a happy Halloween.
Halloween.
Enjoy yourselves. Don't get COVID. Wear a mask if you're going out. All that good stuff. If you really like this, you should probably like the video or the podcast, especially if you got into however long this is going to be. I'm betting in the hour and 45 minute mark at the very least. So, hey, we will catch you in our next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.